Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. How many times do you need to be kicked in the balls by someone to realize that that someone wants to harm you? One time, two times, three times, 1,000 times? Well, it depends, right? It depends. It depends how important that action is. So if it's kicking in the balls, I think it's very important. But if it's about flickering over the nose, it's not that important, right? Right. So you could take a few flicks, but you can't take a kick in the ball. Also, it depends who that person is, correct? I mean, if it's a loved one and he's just doing that, you can forget that and forgive that a few times. But a kick in the ball, niet, no, right? Also, you have to consider the context. Was it a joke? Even though a kick in the balls, I don't think that's a joke, all right? But the context as well, correct? And obviously under what circumstances? The context, circumstances. Let's look at Russia, the West, and in this case, the circumstance Ukraine. Russia was promised a few things, and according to them, the Western partners, I hate when these guys, it's like idiotic when the Russians are still referring to the Westerners, the Western countries, the Western coalition as partners. These guys want to hang you by the balls and you call them partners. Idiotic, but hey, why don't you call them exactly how they behave? You know, the behavior has a term. Fits the term, the behavior, call it. Don't be a weasel and don't use euphemisms, right, to make it nicer. So Russia was kicked in the balls by these guys a few times. The first one would be the disintegration of Soviet Union, which was an organized disintegration. However, these guys are trying to tell you, no, it was we won. Yeah, you won. Yeah, you won. It's good. It's good. But the things are more complex than, yes, we won. We outspent them. That's how the theory goes. Yes, there was like this, part of this, all right? It was an understanding, all right? They negotiated. We're going to give you East Germany. Yes, we're going to agree for our, 500,000 troops, Soviet troops located in Soviet Union. We're going to take them out, and we're going to allow Germany to become one. We're going to give you that. What do you give us in return? Oh, we're going to give you this, we're going to give you NATO not going further than 1 inch east towards you. Okay, all right, verbal agreements and so on. The verbal agreements, it seems like they were not kept, the promises. So that's a big kick in the balls, like with this part of the foot, okay? Just like that. So that's a bad one. Well, Russia again cooperated with the partners. They showed up in Bucharest and NATO summit. They talked about this. They got some more kicks in the balls over there as well. NATO expanded, more kicks in the balls. European Union expanded, more kicks in the balls. And then you have Ukraine. Russia, that's the main thing here. Russians really believe that the areas that now are part of Russia and more are Russian territories. They know that. They look in the history and they say that's ours. And you have it, and you mistreated our people on those territories that we didn't take back after Stalin and Khrushchev. So, by the Russians' mind, those are just coming back, that you mistreated those people over there. From the Ukrainian side, no, that's ours. It was given to us by him, and him. All right? And then you got the West, who's looking to take care of Russia. And it's got Ukraine and all this. Now you have a little problem here. Mr. Kuleba, I think he's the one, the Ukraine foreign minister, comes and makes a statement after an offer to the guys that were kicked in the balls many times, including by Ukraine, with Minsk Agreements 1 and 2. Again, kicked in the balls. I think the Russians were kicked in the balls with that Minsk Agreement 1 and 2. Why? Because the Ukrainians did not implement it. So now Kuleba, I think he comes and says this. Ukraine's foreign minister, Dmytro Kuleba, talks with Russia possible after its troops leave Ukraine, but not with Putin. Dmytro Kuleba, right here, Ukraine Minister of Foreign Affairs. Okay, this is from August 10th, 2023. So he says that we're going to talk to you. We're not going to agree to anything. We're just going to talk to you. This is like a narcissist who gives you the silence treatment. The narcissist doesn't have any power over you. It's just another person, being your partner, lover, colleague, husband, wife, whatever the person might be. So you're equal. The problem is, psychologically, it got you, or she or he got you. So it gives you this and says, if you do this for me, I will talk to you. And we're not going to debate. I'm not promising you that I will, agree with certain terms. The first thing is for you to make these concessions, and then I will turn around and say, what do you want? Now, this is what Kuleba promises Russia. And Russia, who is in no position of accepting Kuleba's narcissistic behavior, what do you think they will do? First, we will queue up. That's what they think, right? We will get what is ours. We're going to implement the 4 points for which we intervened in Ukraine. And you guys are going to be hanged by the balls. Okay? So Kuleba with his he's going to be smacked in the back of the head and go, what? Well, you just spoke with me. See, I made you talk. So this is how these guys think, that the Russians are so idiot. Okay, please talk to us, Kuleba. Yes, please. Yeah, we're going to go back. And after we go back, we're going to wait for you to turn around and tell us that you want, about 700 billion euros reparations. And when we're going to say no, you're going to say, okay, I'm not going to talk to you again. And we're going to be, oh my God, so what did I get? I retreated and I'm this point one. Do I need to start again? Yeah. So why would the Russian do it? So this is a narcissistic, idiotic proposition coming from a foreign minister. Now imagine that, let's say, Kuleba is your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or whatever it might be. And imagine that you had a little dispute and she or he will treat you this way. What would you do? Well, obviously leave. What options do you have? You can't interact with such a person that blackmails you by, I'm not going to even give you the attention unless you do those things first. Anyway, remember, the whole thing here is that Russians think that those territories that this guy wants the Russians to go back and give it back, they think that's theirs. Legally, by their law, by their Russian constitution now, they belong to Russia. What are you talking about? The majority population of those territories are Russian-speaking Russians that you attacked with tanks in 2014, 15, 16, 17, blah, 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 blah. Remember? Your own people that now you want to liberate, they don't want to be liberated. That's why when I hear these idiots saying, oh, we're going to liberate you, we're coming, and the guys are, no, stay there, don't come, we don't want to be liberated. Why? We've been in the process of being liberated since 2014. You've been trying with tanks, and all those things to liberate us. No, we don't want to be liberated. We voted. Oh, that was not a good vote as a referenda. They were not accurate. They were not good. They were skewed. Well, why are they skewed? But let's say other referenda in the world or declarations of independence by, let's say, Kosovo is recognized. Because you are good, says who? You want to look in history? And just look in the past 30 years and you're going to see who's good and who's bad. And not only good and bad, how much good you got and how much bad you got. Because you got both, all right? So here is Kuleba. He thinks, and he's not going to talk to Putin. He thinks that you know what? Unless you're not going to talk to your mom again, I'm not going to talk to you. You. All right? The same. We're not going to talk to you with Putin. So what do you want them to do? Decapitate Putin? Do you want them to pull a Mussolini on Putin? Do you want them to pull a, Gaddafi on Putin? Yes, that's exactly what they want. So this is so idiotic. Imagine that guy sits on the other side of the table with you. You don't have anything to start a conversation. Because I say, this is mine, and you say, no, this is mine. But I have this bigger than yours, and I'm going to punch you in the face, even if though you have those 30 countries over there, 30 friends around. I'll be by myself, and I'm still going to kick your ass, and I'm going to get what is mine. And this guy, Kuleba, expects the Russians to trust him. Let's say the Russian says, yes, we'll do it. I told you, you're going to turn around and say, now, okay, that's the first step. Now, I agreed to turn around and talk to you. But I got something more. That guy needs to go because I say so. Where's he going to go? To The Hague? I mean, so how can you communicate with such a person? That's a non-starter right there. I think this is what's going to happen. The Russians eventually are going to break the front, take whatever they claim is theirs. They will bombard these guys, and they will institute over there a government that would be neutral or pro-Russian. That's the end game. They're not going to invade Poland. They're not going to invade, Germany and so on. Blah, blah, blah. This is scare tactics for you and I. But we're not dumbasses. All right? So we don't fall for it. So that's what's going to happen in the end. Unless, as I said, those guys are going to be eliminated, about 300 people in Russia in leadership positions in 1 hour time. In that hour, everything gets cleared and you put the right people, okay, over there. And then when you put those guys, nobody moves. Nobody moves, and they do exactly what these guys want, which is turn around, take your pants down, bend over, and take it whenever, however these guys want. Okay? Well, would you do that? You can, but I don't think the Russians are eager beavers. Okay? Just put it that way. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.